Let me ask you something. Have you ever been somewhere completely ordinary? A supermarket, an airport, a coffee shop, and a woman walks in, and the whole room just quietly shifts. She is not wearing a ball gown. She is not covered in designer logos. She is not doing anything dramatic or obvious. But something about her presence makes every single person in that space take notice. You know exactly the woman I am talking about, because we have all seen her. And for the longest time, I thought that kind of effortless, magnetic elegance was something you were either born with or you were not. I thought it was about money, or youth, or some mysterious quality that could not be learned or taught. And then I started paying close attention, really close attention, and I realized something that changed everything for me. That woman is not magic. She is strategic, and she has 8 specific things working for her before she ever locks her front door. Welcome to Ageless Elegance After 50, the channel that believes the most powerful, most stylish, most magnetic version of you is not behind you. She is standing right at the door, waiting to walk out into the world. Today we are going way beyond the wardrobe, because most style advice for women our age is about hiding. Hide the neck, hide the arms, hide the jawline, cover this up, minimize that, tone it down. And I say absolutely not. Today I am sharing 8 accessories that act like a style insurance policy. 8 pieces that turn an ordinary Tuesday errand into a street style moment. 8 things I call the never leavables, because once you understand why they work, you will never walk out of your house without them. And I promise you, the 8th one costs nothing, not a single penny, but it is the hardest one to put on and the most powerful of all. So stay with me until the very end. Before we dive in, drop a comment right now and tell me, what is the one accessory you personally never leave home without? I am genuinely curious, and your answer might just inspire another woman watching this today. Accessory 1, the architectural scarf. I already know what some of you are thinking. A scarf? That is her big opening accessory? How groundbreaking. Stay with me, because I am not talking about that heavy pashmina you pull out for drafty movie theaters and long-haul flights. I am talking about something entirely different, the architectural scarf. And once you understand what it actually does for your face and your silhouette, you will wonder how you ever left home without one. Here is the truth nobody mentions. As we get older, the jawline can soften. The neck becomes an area some of us have complicated feelings about. And most style advice says cover it up, hide it, drape something heavy over it, and pretend it is not there. But that is not what an architectural scarf does. It does not hide anything. It frames. It draws the eye upward toward your face, toward your eyes, toward the most interesting and beautiful thing in any outfit you will ever wear, which is you. And here is the genius part. A long scarf draped loosely over the shoulders and allowed to hang freely creates 2 vertical lines down the front of your body. 2 long, clean, unbroken vertical lines. That is instant height, instant elegance. And I promise you, it is the easiest and most flattering thing you can do for your silhouette without spending a penny on tailoring. Now, fabric matters enormously here. Skip the heavy, chunky knit. That is for blizzards, not bistros, and it will swallow your frame completely. What you want is a 70-centimeter silk square, or a long modal blend. Silk reflects light upward onto the chin and jaw, and acts like a natural, completely free highlighter. And for the print, look for high-contrast geometric shapes, bold borders, or crisp, clean stripes. These provide a sharp visual edge that contrasts beautifully with the softer, more refined features of a woman in her most powerful decades. You can drape a long scarf loosely around the neck and let it hang. You can fold a square into a triangle and tie it softly at one side for what I call the art gallery owner look. Or, if heat is a concern, tie it to the handle of your handbag or wrap it once around your wrist. It becomes a pop of personality that moves beautifully when you gesture. The goal is never to look like you are keeping warm. The goal is to look like you were draped by an artist. An elegant woman knows that a scarf is the difference between an outfit and an ensemble. It is the exclamation point at the end of your fashion sentence. Accessory 2, the statement spectacle. We have all had that moment. Beautiful candlelit restaurant, gorgeous menu, and out come the wire-rimmed emergency reading glasses that look like they were borrowed from a Victorian librarian. Back in the bag, darling, back in the bag. Here is something most women over 50 have never truly considered. Your glasses are the most prominent feature on your face. They sit directly in the center of your face, framing your eyes, defining your expression, and communicating your personality before you say a single word. They are not a medical necessity that you reluctantly accept. They are a sculptural choice, and they deserve to be treated like one. As we get older, gravity has a natural downward pull on our features, so the last thing you want is frames that follow that same downward trajectory, drooping at the corners and pulling the eye south. Instead, look for a cat eye or a gently modified square frame. The slight upward tilt at the temple lifts the entire eye area and creates what I can only describe as the most effortless, non-invasive facelift available, and it costs a fraction of what any procedure would. Do not be afraid of color in your frames. Transparent or flesh-toned frames can wash the face out entirely. A bold tortoiseshell, a deep navy, or even a daring burgundy adds definition and personality to the face in a way that a neutral frame simply cannot. And here is one of my favorite details: a sophisticated eyewear chain. Not the beaded chain from your grandmother's sewing kit, a chunky gold link chain or a sleek leather cord that turns your glasses into a necklace when you let them rest on your chest. It is the ultimate practical elegance. And when you drop your glasses down to look someone directly in the eye, it is genuinely one of the most quietly powerful gestures a woman can make. It says, I see you clearly, and I look extraordinary doing it. If people are going to look at your face, and they are, give them something genuinely beautiful to look at.
Accessory 3. The gold standard timepiece. We live in a world of buzzing black rectangles that tell us we have not moved enough, slept enough, or replied quickly enough. But an elegant woman is not ruled by an algorithm. She is ruled by her own beautiful, unhurried sense of time. There is something deeply grounding and genuinely powerful about a quality watch on the wrist. It is a quiet rebellion against the noise and urgency of modern life. And when you glance at a beautiful timepiece during a conversation, it is a gesture of grace. When you glance at your phone, it looks like you are looking for an escape. That difference, small as it sounds, says everything about how you carry yourself. At this stage of life, we have the style permission and the confidence to go bold. Forget tiny, dainty cocktail watches that require a magnifying glass to read. We want a boyfriend style with a generous face or a classic tank shape. The slight masculine quality of a larger watch face creates a beautiful contrast against a feminine wrist, which is incidentally one of the oldest and most reliable style secrets of Parisian women. For metal, brushed gold, polished silver, or two-tone are all beautiful choices. And here is something that liberates a lot of women. You do not have to match your metals. If your rings are gold but you love a silver watch, wear both. It looks collected and intentional. Matching is for bridesmaids. Mixing is for women who know exactly who they are. Never let your watch sit alone on the wrist. Pair it with one quality bangle or a simple chain bracelet. It turns the watch from a single tool into a complete wrist story. And when you are gesturing animatedly over lunch, that flash of gold and silver at your wrist punctuates every single word you say. In a world that is always rushing, a beautiful timepiece says, I am exactly where I want to be, and I look better than anyone else who arrived before me. Accessory 4. The structured bag. We need to have an honest conversation about the everything bag. The soft, slightly deflated tote that is currently housing 3 lipsticks you cannot locate, a pair of emergency flats, and what appears to be a supermarket receipt from several years ago. Here is the fashion truth that nobody is saying loudly enough. A slouchy bag creates a slouchy silhouette. The bag you carry becomes a visual extension of your entire posture and your entire outfit. And when the bag droops, the eye reads that droop as part of your overall shape. The solution is architecture. A structured bag with firm sides, a defined base, and clean handles provides a geometric frame against your hip or arm that creates a sharp, clean line. And that line suggests exactly the qualities we want to project: order, intention, quiet authority. Scale matters enormously here. Too large and you look like you are relocating permanently. Too small and it looks like you borrowed it from a much younger relative. You want the Goldilocks size. Something that rests comfortably against your ribcage or at your fingertips without overwhelming your frame. While black is always reliable, a structured bag in cognac, warm cream, or deep forest green photographs more richly, catches light more beautifully, and quietly signals the kind of quality that a standard black tote simply cannot communicate. And look for the small gold or silver studs on the base of the bag. They protect it from floor surfaces, yes, but they also whisper something important about the woman carrying it. She cares about quality. She takes care of beautiful things, including herself.
Think of your bag as the architectural foundation of your entire look. Without structure, things begin to sag. With it, you look like the woman who owns the building. Now, I want to pause for just a moment and ask you something. Which of these first 4 accessories do you already use consistently, and which one have you been overlooking? Drop it in the comments, because I genuinely want to know how many of us are already doing this instinctively. And now, accessory 5. This one you wear but cannot see.
Accessory 5, the signature scent. Have you ever walked into a room and known without looking up that a woman of substance had just been there? A warmth in the air, a presence that lingered. That is the power of what I call the scented ghost. It is the only accessory you own that stays in the room after you have already left it. At this stage of our lives, our fragrance should not just smell pleasant. It should be a statement, a legacy, a signature so distinctly yours that people associate it with you before they even see your face. In our younger years, many of us wore sweet, light, uncomplicated scents, and that was perfect for that season. But a woman who has truly lived, who has depth and history, and absolute certainty about who she is, her scent should reflect all of that. Move towards sandalwood and cedar for that deep, architectural base that smells like a beautifully curated library or an old-growth forest. Amber and warm musk that react with your individual skin chemistry to create something that is uniquely, irreplaceably yours. Or iris and vetiver for something crisp, dry, and undeniably sophisticated. And here is the most important application note I can give you. Do not spray your wrists and rub them together. You are crushing the molecular structure of the fragrance and losing the top notes entirely. Instead, spray the nape of your neck just beneath your hair. When you turn your head, the scent blooms naturally and beautifully. And try spraying the silk lining of your coat or that architectural scarf we discussed earlier. Fabric holds scent longer than skin and greets you warmly every single time you open your wardrobe. Your signature scent should never announce your arrival from across the room. It should be a secret, shared only with those you allow into your personal space. Think of your fragrance not as a loud brass band, but as a cello solo. Deep, resonant, warm, and absolutely impossible to forget. Accessory 6, the power shoe. Let us take a respectful moment of silence for the 4-inch stiletto. It served us gloriously in our younger years. It witnessed some truly legendary evenings. But darling, we are officially retired from the Pain for Beauty Olympics. And good riddance. Because here is what nobody tells you about high heels and true elegance. Real power is not in the height of the heel. Real power is in the certainty of the stride. And nothing dismantles a sophisticated, carefully assembled look faster than a woman who is clearly calculating every step, looking for the nearest chair, or wincing through a beautifully tiled lobby. The power shoe at this stage of life is the one that lets you walk into a room and stay there, fully, comfortably, completely present. And the pointed toe flat is perhaps the single most underestimated shoe in fashion. A pointed toe flat has exactly the same visual authority as a high heel. It elongates the leg line. It sharpens the hem of your trousers. It adds a clean, decisive finish to the entire silhouette. And it does all of this with 0 blisters and 0 compromise. If you want some lift, the block heel slingback is your most powerful ally. It provides the stability of solid ground with the visual grace of a heel. Look for a cap-toe detail in a contrasting color, a classic trick that makes the foot appear smaller and the outfit look considerably more expensive. Suede absorbs light beautifully and adds richness to a daytime look. Patent leather snaps and reflects light for an evening that demands to be noticed. And one final note on sound. An elegant woman glides into a room. She does not announce herself with the rhythmic hammering of a thin heel on hard floors. Look for quality rubber soles, or ask a cobbler to add a quiet tap to your favorite pair. You want your arrival to feel like a whisper, not a construction site. Cinderella's life changed because of a shoe, but she only got the prince because she could actually walk in it. Accessory 7, the luminous earring. We spend considerable time and money on serums, creams, and illuminating products to create that beautiful lit-from-within glow, and those things are wonderful. But an elegant woman has a secret weapon that never washes off, never needs reapplying, and works in every lighting condition known to humanity. Her earrings. Think of your earrings as 2 small, perfectly positioned lanterns hanging directly beside your eyes. Their job is not simply to coordinate with your necklace. Their primary job is to throw light back onto your skin and illuminate your face from the sides in a way that no product in any jar can replicate. As we mature, glitter can sometimes read as harsh against fine lines. What we want instead is luster.
The warm, soft, diffused glow of a cream or white pearl, which blurs and softens the complexion like a gentle filter placed directly at your jawline. The highly polished gold huggy, small and thick and shiny enough to see a faint reflection in, which throws warm light upward onto your cheekbones. Or the well-cut clear crystal stud, not a large costume stone, but a precisely cut gem that catches light and creates a tiny, perfect spark near the iris of your eye. And a word on weight. The earlobes are genuinely one of the first areas to show the effects of gravity. Heavy, dangling earrings that pull the lobe downward and elongate it into a drooping shape do not add glamour. They add years. Look for lobe-based earrings, or use the clever stabilizing backs that keep the earring sitting upright and lifted on the ear, rather than swinging below it. An earring that lifts draws the eye upward. An earring that droops takes everything with it. If your face is the portrait, your earrings are the gallery lighting. And no painting in the world looks its best in poor light.
And now, accessory 8, the one that costs nothing, the invisible confidence. We have spent this entire video talking about silk, leather, gold, glass, and beautiful fragrance, and every single one of those tools is genuinely powerful. But I need to ask you something honest. Have you ever seen a woman wearing the most expensive, most perfectly assembled outfit in the room, and yet she looks somehow diminished? Like she's apologizing for taking up the space she is standing in? Like she would rather be invisible? That is because she forgot the 8th accessory, the only one that cannot be bought, borrowed, or found in any boutique, on any street, in any city in the world. Invisible confidence. Our society has a very specific and very insidious message for women over 50. It says, start fading. Wear quieter colors. Take up less space. Speak in softer tones. Become a comfortable, undemanding background presence. And an elegant woman? She hears that message, looks it directly in the eye, and refuses the invitation entirely. Confidence at this age is not arrogance. It is not loudness. It is not demanding attention. It is something far more powerful and far more rare. It is the deep, settled peace of a woman who knows exactly who she is, who has earned every single year she is wearing, and who walks into every room not wondering whether she belongs there, but knowing, with absolute quiet certainty, that she does. It is the way you square your shoulders, not because you are performing, but because you are present. It is the eye contact you hold just a moment longer than feels comfortable. It is the smile you give a stranger that says, I see you. It is looking at the horizon when you walk into a room rather than at your feet, especially now that you are wearing those power shoes. Your confidence is the invisible light that makes every other accessory on this list sparkle. Without it, even the most beautiful scarf, the most perfectly chosen earring, the most exquisite watch is just decoration. With it, everything you wear becomes intentional, powerful, magnetic. And the most extraordinary thing about this accessory is this. It is free. It never goes out of style. It suits every body, every age, every budget, and every occasion. You do not put it on. You step into it, like stepping into a room you have always owned. It is the difference between wearing a costume and making a statement. So there they are, 8 accessories, 8 never leavables, 8 invisible strings that the most magnetic, most elegant, most quietly powerful women are pulling every single day. The architectural scarf that frames your face and lengthens your silhouette. The statement spectacle that says you see the world clearly and beautifully. The gold standard timepiece that anchors your wrist and your presence. The structured bag that creates architecture against your silhouette. The signature scent that stays in the room long after you have left it. The power shoe that gives you certainty in every single step. The luminous earring that lights your face from the sides. And the invisible confidence that makes all of it mean something. Now, here is my question for the comments section today. Which of these 8 is your personal signature? The one you genuinely never leave home without? And here is the controversial one. Do you think true elegance can be learned and practiced? Or do you think some women simply have it and others never will? I have a very clear opinion on that, but I want to hear yours first. If this video gave you something valuable today, please give it a like. It helps this channel reach more incredible women who deserve to feel exactly this powerful. And if you are not yet part of our community here at Ageless Elegance After 50, subscribe right now. Every single video we make is a love letter to women who refuse to disappear. I will see you in the next one, gorgeous. Stay architectural, stay luminous, and above everything else, stay ageless.